It's probably in that awkward phase where we are, but we don't know.
But we don't know yet. But have we started recording?
Yeah, we can say hello, patrons.
Oh, we can say hello, patrons here, and then they'll find out. Oh God, this is too complicated.
It is very complicated, isn't it?
Do you want to refresh your page? Are you sure we're not live?
I'm pretty certain.
We're so smooth.
We're live, and there's just no smooth operators.
Oh,
See,
we're
I
going to
told
edit
you.
this, aren't we?
I told you we're live.
we are live. Not that anyone's watching at the moment.
Yes,
Doesn't matter.
We won.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Do you want to fire a
Yeah,
quick
there's a
tweet out
microphone
there?
right in Dan's face.
That's on purpose.
I did fire a tweet. I'm not going to share the link to this because this is for patrons only. This is the Patreon show
Yes.
where all our wonderful patrons get to listen to other things.
Do they know to look at Patreon for the link?
They'll get an email from Patreon saying there's a link.
They'll find out after they've listened to the show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a damn good chance.
They can catch up. It's like, think of this as the beta version.
Well, we're sorry for not doing a show last week, and this is how we're making up for it by doing a live stream, which you can view on YouTube
You can.
after the live
It'll
stream.
mainly be us looking at YouTube going, oh, look, we're on YouTube, even though we do that every week.
yeah, pretty
So
much.
how the hell are we all this fine freezing Monday?
My legs hurt.
good.
Your legs do hurt.
My legs hurt.
Did you do some action stuff over the weekend?
I
Action Dan.
did some stupid stuff, yeah. I did a
did you do?
stupid half marathon on Sunday morning.
Unlike a clever half marathon.
Was that the Sid Quirk, was it?
That was Sid Quirk, yeah. Yeah,
Around south of the island, is it?
it goes past the airport
Okay.
and round a motorbike racing track.
Oh, okay, which is roughly 4 of the 13 miles.
Yeah, but when you go past the airport and go past the pub and then onto the motorbike racing track,
Just
That's
want to
your
hold
that
you
gives
up.
you
13
6.
Just want
Oh,
to
does
hold
it?
you up
Oh,
there.
okay.
Past the pub. You go past pubs? Is that an option?
When they're
Sometimes
terrible,
they
yes.
don't open because it's morning.
Well, sometimes they've
damn.
just closed.
Nazis.
Yes, with their stupid opening hours.
Admittedly,
And then not serving sweaty people policy.
I think that's most pubs, isn't it? Well, not on a Saturday night.
No, certainly
But
not.
Sunday morning it is.
Yeah, definitely. Although I still have a can of something that describes itself as breakfast stout in my fridge.
I had
Breakfast
something
stout.
I had something once that I considered breakfast cider because it was like a hot spiced cider I had at Glastonbury.
Oh, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, it was ace.
Have some brandy in it, it's even better.
I didn't have a brandy in it. Didn't
It sounds
think
like a
of
good
that.
winter drink.
It was.
It is,
It was, like,
yes.
it was like Christmas in a cup.
And
You're
you're
midsummer.
Yes.
yeah, but you're a big fan of Christmas.
I'm a massive fan of Christmas.
Yeah.
I was listening to Ocean Size's version of The Snowman today at work.
Oh, okay.
I inadvertently caught the TV advert for Chris Kamara's Christmas album today. That was...
Whoa.
I think
Unbelievable, Paul.
I
Being
think-
bought as a present?
No, I think that is going to result in another 3 weeks of therapy.
Talking of Chris Kamara, I've got
Football commentators doing Christmas albums.
No, don't do
It's
that.
not ideal.
No, not the weirdest Christmas album I've heard of this year anyway, which is by the lead singer of Judas Priest.
Yeah, but he's a musician. He's allowed to do albums.
Yeah.
I don't know. You,
It's fair.
you,
It
heard,
is.
Comment.
you, heard,
Totally.
you heard any Judas Priest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe
Metal,
wouldn't expect them to do a Christmas album.
Metal Christmas.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Bad Religion did a Christmas album a few years ago.
I don't know. They should do an anti-Christmas album.
Yeah.
I once hung a load of Bad Religion t-shirts up in my shop window because there was a Christian bookshop next door. That didn't go down well.
I got stopped for wearing. I didn't get stopped as such. I got tutted at by a Christian group in Strand Centre, the shopping centre over here, when I was wearing a Bad Religion t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The woman said, "Is that Bad Religion?" I was like,
Yes, I'm against bad religions.
"Yeah, exactly." Yeah. It had the crossbuster on it. Their logo is the Christian cross with the no smoking sign over the top of it.
Right.
Who are you going to pray to? Crossbusters.
I don't know anything about Bad Religion at all.
You should do. They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right. That's the play-out track sorted.
Lyrically, very clever.
That's the play-out track sorted if I can actually find where I've backed up all my music to because my media set has died again
Oh,
this week.
dear.
2 hard drives at the same
No.
time. That's 150 quid I'm not going to see again.
Stream everything now, Paul. Just, it's easier to pay in this modern world we live in.
these are all the DVDs and Blu-rays that I bought that I've backed up on there because I'm too lazy to put a disc in the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Usually, because every time I try and put a disc in the PlayStation, one of the cats tries to eat it.
But we're talking about Chris Kamara before.
Yes.
I've noticed that we're all got something
We're-
mildly
we're-
in common
we're all-
with
what,
Chris
three,
Kamara.
three of us are graced with tashes.
Yeah, I've still got a beard.
Yeah, we are still.
31st of November, the beard's coming off, isn't it?
There's a tash in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Well, there will be, yeah.
Yeah.
but we're still doing Movember.
I hate it.
I'm not surprised. It doesn't suit any of us.
No.
I mean, what is it? You look like a maths teacher.
Yeah.
I'm-
Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm Fat Ned Flanders.
I think you suit yours.
I actually do think you look good with a tash.
Yeah.
no,
No, I do.
No,
I think you suit it.
And I look like I've just got some pubes growing out my face. It doesn't even look like a moustache.
You look like the sleazy guy on a cruise.
I
You
look
need
like
your hair slicked
I
back.
look like everybody Google Jesse Hughes from the Eagles of Death Metal.
Yes, a little bit. But I see you.
All I need is my aviator sunglasses, and I'm Jesse Hughes.
I see you with like a slick back hair, but with sort of a side parting. And then the moment a lady is on her own on a cruise ship, you just slide it, going, "Well, hello there."
You mean that isn't me?
I'm the magician.
Yeah, I make things disappear. No,
Like
and that's where we stop.
Sorry, it looks like the link may not have gone out. Patreon may be going a bit slow.
We have a patron watching.
No, it's
No,
me.
it's Paul.
Oh, bugger. Did anybody see the interview with Prince Andrew?
Yes,
I've
I've watched it tonight. Actually, weirdly.
read some comments about it. Did you catch that?
I didn't see it. I was having a pizza at the time.
Yeah,
In Woking?
Someone suggested that Carlos Sainz go and celebrate with a pizza in Woking.
So, everyone that's listened to this, I definitely shared it on my YouTube because on my Twitter because somebody shared it with me. But go and look at the Yelp reviews. for
Yes,
Pizza
I've seen
Express. Oh my word! Sometimes the internet pays for itself.
It always pays for itself. Let's be honest. No,
But yeah, I
it
don't know
doesn't.
about yous, but I just don't think that I can't sweat and I was in Pizza Hut are suitable
Pizza
alibis.
Express. Pizza Express.
Sorry, Pizza Express.
Yeah.
I don't remember the evening, but on that particular date, I was in Pizza Express.
The only way you could have, the way you could have made that worse for himself was like, no, I'm just fucking with it. Only pizza I had was a pizza her ass.
No. Allegedly, we can't say anything even on a Patreon
I
show.
think it was ill-advised.
It was ill-advised. Do you know what do you know
Who
the
signed
best?
it off?
The Queen. Do you know what the best result, the best response to that would have been from Prince Andrew's point of view? Would have been
Silence.
no, not at all. The best response he could have done in that interview was like, look, Jeffrey Epstein was a really good friend of mine at one point, and I was disgusted to hear that he'd been involved in like this sexual allegations, and he went to jail for it. And I didn't contact him the whole time he was in prison. When he was released, I called him up and I said, look, I'm going to come over to New York anyway,
Yeah.
but I want to hear your side of the story. And he gave me his side of the story, and I said, I can't. You know, I'm a royal public figure. I can't
Yeah.
be seen with you. I'm sorry, but that's wrong. And thank you for your friendship, but it's done. That would have been the best way for him to respond.
Yes.
Rather than I'm too honourable, and really I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the part where he sort of said, like, well, I couldn't have fucked her because, you know, when men fuck women, it's a good thing, and I'd have told people.
Yeah. And it's hard to forget when you've told everyone.
Yeah. Oh.
To be fair, though, if you were going to lie about something, you'd come up with a better lie than that.
I think I would, yes. I don't think he did. But I can't help but think that he got up, shook the lady's hand that was interviewing, walked out the door and thought, oh, well, that's sorted. At least I've put that cat to bed.
No, he did, apparently. He said apparently he thought it went rather well. But all the pictures that are coming out
I
today,
did explain about the not sweating thing, didn't I?
all the
Not
pictures of
sweating.
him.
Pizza Express, that's what it rests on. Did the Pizza Express.
Yeah,
I didn't tell anyone.
but all the pictures of him today in newspapers and online and newspaper articles with allegedly the same girl, like some years after that one existing photo. It's clearly not the same woman. It's just a blonde-haired woman.
No, it wasn't. It's not supposed to be the same woman.
No, but the headlines are making out like, you forgot that you met her, and then there's a picture of him with a blonde woman. It's just like,
it's bloody bollocks.
it's
but what that?
No, the one I saw was, and I bet you forgot you met this one as well.
Yeah.
but it's.
But
yeah.
what that was supposed to be was because he turned around and said, "I don't like to party," and then there's pictures of him with his fucking boxers on.
Oh
his head.
well, no, he probably has let loose a few times. The thing is, he's not going to remember every single party and every single girl that he's met. And again, I'm not defending any actions that may or may not have happened. But
I tell you what, I'm almost convinced that that him having sex with a 17-year-old girl is probably not the worst thing that's happened in that house.
No, almost definitely not the worst thing that happened in that house. If it happened.
If it happened, hypothetically,
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
It
the
wouldn't
worst
be.
thing to have happened in that house.
I think it's all a ruse, all of this, to make us forget about politics.
it's crossed my mind.
what there's politics going on.
Yeah, and to throw some shade, as the kids say these days, on the politics. Let's just bump the Prince Andrew story up a little bit, make it seem like he might have done something.
I think the first, the Extinction Rebellion explosion and the amount of media coverage that got was to deflect from the Prince Andrew situation.
To deflect from the Prince Andrew situation, but now it's blown right up.
Yeah, but it didn't
The Prince
work.
Andrew situation, didn't they have a number 5 hit with Baby I Want Your Love thing?
Bad song choice.
Exactly.
But the
He also covered You're 16, You're Beautiful, and You're Mine.
You'd think, though, if there was some clever plan to bury the Prince Andrew story,
like on a bad news day.
Well,
that him going on television to talk about it wouldn't help.
that's why I think there's going to be another allegation. I think we will look back on this interview as Prince Andrew's. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I don't know. I'm unsure. I don't think we'll find out, because
Can you impeach a member of the royal family? I'm confused now.
No, we can hang them.
But I did see somebody comment saying it makes you wonder what Diana knew.
Yes, I saw that as well.
Oh, God. It's like being sat next to the Daily Express.
I'm not the Daily Express.
That was
Was Madeline somehow involved?
that was one of my favourite things Martin Kane has ever said. When I was
What's the audio, Martin?
Yes, I was explaining to him about the Daily Mail guy when we were at the
Silverstone.
we were at Silverstone, and before I could put in, I was saying about him asking the question. Martin said, "What did he say? Lewis Hamilton, as you drive a car and that goes fast, how do you feel about being partially responsible for the death of Diana?"
But it was in a Mercedes as well, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah.
Monaco has tunnels.
We've got Mercedes, Monaco, and
Ocon's French.
Ocon's French. There's the triangle. It's the Illuminati.
I give in. People are now watching on YouTube and getting comments. In answer to Glenn, number 10 is the great Jimmy Garoppolo.
Wow.
San Francisco 49ers quarterback. That's whose shirt I'm wearing.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Nice.
very good.
Ask him
If
if
I
the volume's all right.
Yeah, YouTube is his volume okay. If I turn around, which isn't very podcast listening, but you can see the name on the back. But I'm not gonna.
I just realised
I'll read it and confirm.
I've just realised how technology
Confirmed.
works. I just asked if the volume was okay. I
Yeah.
didn't need to ask you to ask.
No.
By me saying,
Yeah.
is the volume all right? I asked.
Yeah, it's been a long
It
day.
has been a long day.
This is the Patreon podcast, so we don't have to talk about tyres or anything Formula One.
No, there's somebody watching called Pirelli Super Hard.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Anyone talks to him, they're instantly talking
Is
about last year's tyres.
That his real name.
I hope so. Hi, I'm Pirelli Super Hard. It's better than Max Power, isn't it?
I like it fast and hard.
super hard, and I can go for miles.
Who's Miles? So what have we all been up to aside from running marathons?
Not a lot, really.
Dan ran a half
A
marathon.
half marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Hellraiser at the weekend. I'd never seen it before. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's been an alarmingly long time since I've seen that film.
That's the one with the
pins.
hedgehog fella.
Yeah. Sonic's like anemic cousin.
Yeah. I remember watching it and not being bothered by it. Like at all, like thinking, that was okay.
I really enjoyed it. I like seeing an old horror film, like especially 80s horror, because I kind of think that might be the best time for horror before, because you don't really get films like that anymore. It's all jump scares and things jumping out at you and stuff. But when you find one that's aged well, it's nice.
Yeah.
Which is one of my two favourite... I'm not a big horror film fan at all. My two favourite horror films of all time are An American Werewolf in London and Poltergeist.
Both brilliant.
Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness. Which isn't a horror film, let's be honest.
It's a comedy with zombies.
Yeah.
Do we count The Shining as a horror film? Shining's got to be a horror film.
It's Stephen
Horror
King's
or
psychological horror.
Thriller.
I don't know, there's sort of horror-y elements, supernaturally things in
Shining's
it.
my favourite film of all time, so I take it that would probably be my favourite horror as well.
Volume's great.
I quite liked
Is it?
Yes.
Paranormal Activity series was okay. They had started off really strongly,
Yep.
had a couple of quite poor ones, and then they went really good again.
And
I was just like,
found footage.
Yeah. I was like, what? This is Paranormal Activity 7?
Yeah.
How's no one found out about this house yet?
I like that the last Paranormal Activity film is like you can see how low the budget went because there's like 6 people in it.
Until no spoilers. There is more than 6 eventually.
I've not seen any from... I think I've seen one, but I've not seen any of the next 5, 6.
The first one's quite good. The second one's brilliant. The third one's good, and then 4 or 5 are a bit.
Yeah, not good.
And then 6 is okay, and 7's brilliant.
But not even the law of diminishing returns, and nothing like Police Academy.
How many police academies did they get to?
Too many.
Really?
2 million.
They got to at least 7, didn't they?
13, I think was.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's double figures.
Yeah.
Some of those must have been straight to video.
And there's only so many times.
Straight to filling station.
There's only so many times you can rely on a guy doing like police car noises.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a mark of good films with a number after it because it was a Sex Truck 13 made. There was clearly
Hey, second Sex Truck 13 reference in 3 weeks.
there were clearly 12 Sex Trucks films before that.
Oh, apparently there
Probably.
were 7 police academies.
Well, there I thought it was 13.
And 2 attempts at a TV series.
All right,
Yeah.
super fan.
No,
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia user.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Left-handed Googling, remember that?
Oh, is it you? Sorry, I thought it was someone on
YouTube,
on the YouTube.
I pulled out a super stat during
No, it's on YouTube, we haven't said it yet.
on I know this is slightly bridging into main pod territory, but I pulled out a stat yesterday, didn't I, Paul?
Oh, yeah, you did.
A proper stat.
As in Statman worthy stat.
I think so. Yeah. It was
scary.
Yeah, it was a stat that Paul had slightly misread from Statman, saying that it was the first 1-2 finish for Honda since Brazil '91 or something like that. And I went, Ricardo Patrese finished second in Brazil '91. And I was right.
Did you corrected the Statman?
No, Paul slightly misread misread. It wasn't Brazil, it was Suzuka '91.
Yeah, I misread.
I'm not having it as a Honda 1-2. It's a Honda 1-2 if it's the same team.
It's still a Honda engine 1-2.
Yeah.
But that's main pod.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, that was more of a stat talk than an F1 talk. So it's fine to do it during the Patreon. It's not a paywall.
I did a gig on Saturday.
It was good.
I thought it was all right. There could have been a bigger crowd there, but according to the landlord of the pub that we played in, having 12 people in at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night is a new record high for them for the last 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that pub's going to be there in a year.
Yeah.
Well, the gig that I did at the pub a few weeks ago, different pub, they were surprised to see more than 2 people in there after 9 p.m.
Wow.
And there were a lot more than 2 people in there after 9 p.m. 4 of them
Was
were.
this the manor?
Yeah. But the manor, yeah. There was apparently if they have nothing on in the evenings, as soon as the sports are finished, everyone goes home. There's nobody in there after 9 p.m. on a Saturday night.
And they've not invited you for a residency yet?
No, not yet. No. We had at least 25 people in there, and then there were just other people that just were filtering in. So I would say there's probably about 45 people in there, I would say. Which is a small bar.
Unbelievable scenes.
Small bar, though.
Yeah, it is a very small bar.
It's just nobody goes out anymore.
Nope.
I suppose when it's far cheaper to drink at home and you've got less chance of getting glassed.
Well, you can't get glass when you're out because no one's glass you.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah. You have to glass yourself. Get in an argument with yourself and glass yourself.
I know some people who would very easily do that when they're drunk.
Mm.
I'm not mentioning any names. It's definitely not me. Haven't had a drunken argument in weeks. It's going to go for hours.
No, you weren't.
I had a drunken argument on Saturday night.
Really?
I was not staying out past 2 o'clock. Absolutely not. It's 2 a.m. I'm going home.
Where were you?
I was out with work for a meal, which then we didn't leave the restaurant until really late. So I think that's what threw me, because we left the restaurant late and I thought it was still quite early, and it wasn't. We went to a pub that then called last orders, and it was just like, well, what time is it? It's like it was nearly midnight. Right, okay. And then we went to another holding pen and had a couple of drinks there, and then by the time we left the holding pen, it was 2 a.m. I'm like, no, I'm going home. This is ridiculous.
I think 2 o'clock is a fairly reasonable time to go home these days. I remember when I used to be able to stay out until the following day.
2 o'clock is
I
the
remember
following
being
day.
young as well.
Yeah. Getting old is tricky. Now I'll just sit at home.
Dangerous.
Yeah,
Time's getting towards double figures. Best go home.
Yeah, it kills you getting old.
It does actually. I did promise some people at the works do on. It wasn't a Christmas works do. It was weird. It's a works do for people who can't make the Christmas works do. Like, to me, that's a bit silly. If they can't make it, they can't make it.
Yeah.
So our works do is in 4 weeks' time for Christmas, and I promise I'll go out properly that night.
Yeah.
So it might be one of those.
I think
the sun is
quarter past 2.
Yeah, the sun is coming up. Now I'm in trouble.
I think 2 o'clock
Much easier
in the
in the
morning
summer.
Yeah,
is out properly.
is what 2 o'clock in the morning?
2 o'clock in the morning is out properly.
Apparently not according to my colleagues.
No, I think 2 o'clock's always been the cut-off time. I was surprised when I moved over here and back then clubs were open till sort of 3.5 past. And it's like, oh, no, that's too late. And I wasn't even in my 30s then.
I don't know. I spent a large time in the corner house till 7 o'clock in the morning. That was real lock-ins.
Yeah, I did I think one lock-in at the corner house which went on till I think I left at 8 a.m. Remember being at the Traff a couple of times and waking up and thinking I shouldn't be here.
Just so people know just how fantastic this pub was for this sort of thing. There'd been times where I'd go out and you'd go, should we go to the corner house? You go, no, because we're going to go there later. And I didn't walk into that pub till 12:05 when everywhere else was shut. And that's when we said, oh, should we go to the corner house? Okay. And then that was us then. Pizza and 7 o'clock in the morning boozers. No idea.
Bet you couldn't do that these days.
No, if that place hadn't have shut down, somebody would have shut down. Probably my liver.
Yeah.
Well, I had one of those works dues on Friday. And it was the one with one of the ones with the free bar on the top floor, the free cocktail bar.
Is this like an early works Christmas party because everyone else goes out for Christmas parties in December?
No, this is every 3 or 4 weeks. Work has a party on the top floor in the canteen, and they get DJs, bands, whatever in for entertainment. And there's a pop-up cocktail bar company that does various functions on the island. They've had them in the last couple of times I've been there. So there was a variety of cocktails. I walked out the lift and had a...
do they do pina coladas?
No, I got caught in the rain earlier. But I had an amaretto sour thrust into my hand and said, try that, it's really good. And then I had 3 more and then decided I'm leaving the bike at work and walking home. And I went back for the bike on Saturday morning.
Good idea.
Yeah. Didn't fancy getting arrested.
No. If you like amaretto sours...
Doesn't scare.
No. and riding your bike home.
Do you remember
Getting stopped by policeman.
Do you remember the Cockney guy that was a bass player? I think he played for Breslin's band for a while. Tall guy with shaggy hair. He's like a. He does like sports massage and stuff in England now.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember him. Remember when he was right on the booze at one point?
He was right on everything. He's got an addictive personality.
And
he just happens to have found something good to be addicted to,
and
which is the gym.
He was worried about losing his driving license because of how prone he was to hopping back in his vehicle at sometimes, allegedly. And he went and got himself a push bike. And I remember he went to he bought himself a push bike, rode down to the corner house, dead proud of his new push bike. Was then informed by everybody there, if you get pulled over on a push bike, you'll still lose your driving license.
Yeah.
And he jumped back on his push bike all the way back up to the shop and got his money back for it.
Brilliant. We like Jimmy.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, no, he's still got a house over here, but
has he?
Yeah. He rents it out now, but yeah, he's in the UK. He's now addicted to becoming the world's best sports massager and also working out in the gym. Last time I saw him, he was chiseled.
Yeah. He's always had a good jawline anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's getting a little bit. I'm wearing a moustache. I shouldn't say any more about how
I
attractive.
like how it's described as wearing a moustache.
I'm wearing a moustache. I shouldn't say any more about how attractive I'm finding certain men.
And complaining that you don't like staying out at past 2:00 because it's the wrong time to come out.
Yeah. And also asking Paul if he's got any pina coladas.
We all know that's short for cock.
It's quite long.
Yeah. Depends how warm it is. Is there something you want to be telling us?
No, not at all.
Well, we're here for you.
Well, you've been waiting a long time. I've got nothing to say. I'm just watching the YouTube comments. Paul's tyres are worn.
My tyres have been worn for years.
And hello, Niska.
Oh, just in case you're listening, shout out to Gemma tonight. Get well soon. She's had her tonsils out.
Absolutely.
So we're giving her a shout out because she can't shout.
Which you won't be able to for some time.
Yes. So plenty of ice cream.
Yes.
Do you think it's about time to sort of get prepared to talk about Formula One?
I think it's
Probably
probably
a good idea.
We've got a lot to talk about.
We've got a lot to talk about tonight, and I don't know about anybody else, but I could murder another coffee.
Let's go for it.
Right.
Thank you to everyone who's watching live. We will be back with main podcast YouTube.
Yeah, that'll be on the YouTube link that we sent out in about half an hour. We'll carry on doing the live Patreon shows. We'll publicise them better in future. It was a bit of a rushed one tonight because we had a few technical difficulties at 7:30 this morning. Now you're looking at me funny. You're going to say it's not recorded, aren't you?
No, I was just going to say, Niska said hello, Flood.
Hello again. Oh.
So yeah, we had a
a loop
You're on a loop.
we had a slight major technical fuck up this morning, but we seem to have fixed it in time.
All good.
We're all good. And also, this is kind of by way of an apology again for not doing a show last week. But we had technical issues last week with getting Craig Scarborough on the show and on the YouTube and available for you to listen to as well. So
Yeah.
The main technical issue we had was actually putting the iPad with a picture of him somewhere where the camera could see him.
Yeah. I feel,
Virtual scarbs.
touch wood, since integrating like the video streams, I think that's all the technical shit ironed out.
hopefully so.
Oh dear.
Maybe.
Right, the main pod will be with you in a week's time.
maybe doing something with the mic stand so that people can actually see Dan.
I think
No, Dan's done this on purpose.
How's that?
Maybe doing something with Dan is the way forward.
So at the moment, Dan looks like he's being invaded by tripods.
Does anybody? Lee would be the person to ask here. I think the Pearl Jam DVD. Where I think it was live at Madison Square Garden, where one of the options on the extras was Matt Cam. You could watch Matt Cameron drumming for the whole gig.
I haven't watched that DVD, but I've watched bits of it on YouTube.
Yeah, Matt Cam. It's great. You can watch Matt Cameron for the whole gig if you wish. We should have Dan Cam. Where there's just a camera on Dan, and people can choose Dan Cam if they wish.
I would imagine there'd be low demand for that.
I don't know. Patreons, it's over to you.
I don't know. I think a Twitter poll for that would be a good one.
Do you want a Dan Cam?
And you know something? I think we might have the technology to do this
I
now.
think we've got all the technology in the world. Paul.
Could it be an inset picture?
We could
Like 90s sports?
Yeah, we could do a separate feed. Just camera there, pointing right at Dan.
But we're gonna have to have our own.
No, like the Radiohead video, it has to be like a bicycle helmet with a GoPro just pointing right back at his head.
Can we not have like a separate presenter though, so that now and again, halfway through the feed, we can go back to Dan Cam.
Back to Dan in the studio.
Only if we start doing outside broadcasts.
Yeah.
That might happen soon as well. Anyway, we're gonna go sort ourselves out. Talk about F1. Thank you to everyone for all your donations.
Yep,
and all
really
your support.
appreciate them.
It does keep us in technology.
One vote for Dan Cam.
Who's that from?
+1. Dan Cam, +1.
Wait before I could read it.
Maxine Macaulay.
Thanks, Maxine.
Right, we'll be back on YouTube in half an hour. We'll be back with the Patreon next week, and Lee's going to be back with some teas and coffees in about 5 minutes into this room.
Yep.
Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya, bye.